Hello students, today we are covering Big Ideas, Chapter 1, and this lesson is 1.2 on adding integers. Please follow along with me in your red hardcover textbook, beginning on page 10. I need you to write down all examples in your math notebook or on a piece of paper, and make sure to take detailed notes to receive full credit. So to review, in class today we used colored tiles to represent combining integers. And we said that the blue tiles represented positive integers, while the red tiles represented negative integers. We also used a laminated number line to help us conceptualize or understand the idea of adding integers on a number line. So keep those concepts in mind as we continue to move more abstract into this lesson of adding integers. Our key idea for today is adding integers with the same sign. Now the two signs are either positive or negative. So in words, we can add the absolute value of the integers, then use the common sign. So we have 2 plus 5. And this might seem really basic, but we have to view 2 plus 5 not just as simple numbers, but now as integers. So when we add the absolute value of 2 plus the absolute value of 5, we know the absolute value of 2 is 2. And we know the absolute value of 5 is still 5. So when we combine those two positive integers, we get positive 7. Now, when we look at the next example, negative 2 plus negative 5 equals negative 7, we have to use the common sign. In this case, we have the absolute value of negative 2 is 2, plus the absolute value of negative 5, which is 5. Now, it equals 7, but we have to use the common sign. Since negative 2 is negative, and negative 5 is also negative, I'm going to put a negative sign in front of that, the sum of those two is negative. I would like you to pause the video to write down these notes, and go ahead and continue once you have everything written down. So for example 1, these are one example. This is one example of how to add integers with the same sign. We need to find negative 2 plus negative 4, and then we're going to use a number line to check our answer. Well, the directions from our key ideas said that we need to add the absolute value. So let's look at negative 2. The absolute value of negative 2 is 2. And the absolute value of negative 4 is 4. When we add those together, we get 6. But anytime you add two integers with a common sign, in this case we have a negative 2 and a negative 4, we need to keep our answer negative. So therefore, negative 2 plus negative 4 is negative 6. Let's go ahead and check this by using a number line. I'm going to insert a number line here. Okay, there we go. And on this number line, we need to start at negative, or we always start at 0 first of all, but then we're going to move to negative 2. So I'm starting at our starting point, which is always 0, and I'm going to move 2 spaces here to negative 2. Now I'm adding negative 4 to it. So I'm going to move 4 places to the left because when we go negative, it's always left. So I go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there, using your number line, you can see that we land on negative 6. Since they have the same sign, we moved left both times. Here we moved left negative 2, and here we moved left negative 4. When we combine those two, it equals negative 6. I would like you to work out the on your own section, numbers 1, 2, and 3 on page 10. Please work these out, show your work. And when you're done with 1, 2, and 3, I'd like you to write down the definition of opposites. Now, opposites are two numbers that are the same distance from 0, but on opposite sides of 0. So for this, I chose 3 and negative 3. Positive 3 is 3 spaces to the right of 0. As you can see here, we always start at 0. We moved 1, 2, 3. And negative 3 is 3 spaces to the left of 0, 1, 2, 3. When you combine positive 3 and negative 3, you add them and they equal 0. Sometimes we say they'll cancel out to 0. It's because we're adding the opposites. So please take a moment, write this down, and work out these examples. Now, our next key idea is adding integers